Today I'm going to talk about what I learned working with Nick Offerman. Last week I shared what it was like working with Baz Luhrmann and what I learned. Working with Nick Offerman was a very different experience, but I came away from it learning a few really important life lessons. Now, sometimes you already know something in life, but then you see it reflected back at you and it resonates more, and it really amplifies what you already felt was really important. And I think this would be the case for working with Nick Offerman.
So generous.
Yeah, all right.
That's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Oh, thank
There
you,
you go.
Nathan.
And this
Thank
might look
you.
good on the front of your canoe.
God, thank
Yeah.
you. Or
Thank you so much.
on the hood of my station wagon.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you
All right,
so much,
Great work, Nathan. Thank you.
So as I discussed, when I photographed Baz Luhrmann, he had a very large entourage, yet he was very personal. He took the time to really connect with me. He was basically doing what a lot of photographers think is their job. But the reality is it can go both ways. And when you have a subject who's also trying to build rapport, also trying to connect, you can begin to really collaborate and you can work in a much faster way than if it's only one person who's really trying to pry, and pry is not the word, but get someone to open up so they can be worked with. Now maybe you might not want that and you want someone who's giving you a cold shoulder for whatever reason. You want to depict them that way, that would be fine, but let's get back to Nick. So as I said, it was very different. I knocked on his dressing room and I said, "Hey, Mr. Offerman, I'm with Adobe and I'd love to photograph you. We would love to have a portrait of you." Now I'm being careful with my words, or trying to, because I was not directed to get these portraits. I decided to do this. I wanted to go the extra mile. I thought, A, they might not know they want this. They maybe didn't ask, but they could really use it. And B, I wanted the challenge. I wanted the challenge of really opening up, getting a bit out of my comfort zone. I'm a very open person. I have no problems approaching anyone. But when it comes to celebrities, I've always felt like you're nothing special just because you're a celebrity, and I'm more likely to avoid you just to not give you that adoration you might be used to. And I realized that's a bit silly, and it was getting in the way of my own career, because photographing celebrities, unfortunately, people care about. Those images will get more recognition than potentially a better image of someone people don't recognize. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go out of my comfort zone. I'm gonna ask to photograph him. Initially, he's like, "Hey, yeah, absolutely, give me 5 minutes." Come back 5 minutes. He cleared the room. He only had like his publicist or a manager or something like that with him. He cleared the room. Super engaging, told personal stories. One that really stood out, he was talking about, and I think he's talked about this before, but he was talking to me about how everyone perceives him as this manly man, the manly man, Nick Offerman. But he's like, "I did ballet." Like, I'm a goofball, like going for cheap laughs on stage. But okay, but I think this guy is absolutely a manly man. Hold that thought, I'm gonna explain why. So he really made me as comfortable as I was trying to make him comfortable. He again understood I had a job to do and was game. Whatever we needed to do, like, let's try this, let's try that. Now, maybe this is like me being overly courteous, but also I didn't want to linger. I believe that, especially as an event photographer, you should be, and you should want to be able to quickly knock shots out, just quickly shoot them. And so I basically was only with the man for 5 minutes. Not a lot of time to build rapport, but it was done. And not a lot of time to get too many shots. Basically, you have to be able to think on the spot, and this is where being a technical photographer is really important, because if you're not, you might have a big vision, but you're gonna stumble on the settings, and you should all strive to be very technical so the technique gets out of the way. Anyway, I got a few shots that I was proud of, and I said, I think I've got what I need. And going out of his way, just so polite and courteous. He walks me out. It's a very large dressing room or green room. He walks me out, gets to the door, opens the door for me, and looks at me very intensely, shakes my hand, holds it for a little bit too long almost, but not quite, and says, "Thank you for being a gentleman." And I literally was like, yeah, like what? I've never been thanked for being a gentleman. Not that I'm not one, but like to me it was like almost jarring. Like that's an odd thing to thank me for. And it also, of course, made me think, are a lot of people not gentlemen? And it makes me think, like, it's really important how you conduct yourself on the job. It's not just about being polite. What I learned from Nick Offerman was the simple gestures that really give someone dignity and make them feel respected, heard, and an equal. And that's something I've always approached people, like that's been my approach with anyone I deal with celebrities or any homeless people, whatever. But for him to do that back to me, it made me feel really good. And so it's those micro moments, whether you're on the job or your personal life, that really can enhance someone's day. And so that's what I learned from Nick Offerman. Thanks for watching. If you guys are enjoying these types of conversations, I'd be happy to do more. I've got a lot more celebrities, but I don't want to limit it to celebrities. I'd love to talk about just interesting people I've worked with, but let me know. I'd be happy to oblige. A lot of new content coming up, a lot of event photography content. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that. If you want to support my channel, best way is on Patreon. It really is like a sign of encouragement. It really kind of keeps me going. I'm not lying on that. Every time I get a new Patreon supporter, it like makes my day. I'm like, this channel was worth it. Okay, thank you guys.